Also, a little hats off to the CSU Rams football team because it's the second straight week they didn't lose a game.
Yeah!
But they had a bye last week.
It's the second straight week they didn't lose a game.
They had.
Welcome to the Sports Office, the only supernatural sports show in the state of Colorado, because, boy, did we jinx a lot of people last week.
Yeah,
guys.
you were on it.
Are the Avs going to lose again, guys?
No, ever. 82.
I'm going to give a little hats off to Garrett Bull.
If they lose both of those games, then they need to do what is in the best interest of the franchise. That includes playing Drew Lock. That includes trading some veterans.
As the fire sale begun, Emmanuel Sanders no longer part of the Denver Broncos.
I don't think you can say the fire sale is on yet.
Okay.
Until they trade Chris Harris Jr., you can't say that the fire sale is on.
So I'm curious as to what you guys think about this. I don't know if this team actually could use Super Bowl 50 veteran presence, mainly because when you have Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, Chris Harris, Derek Wolfe, they have to know from the start of the season what kind of team they have and how far they're going. And I just think once you win that Super Bowl, every year after that, you were comparing it to that season.
It might actually be better for this team that there is no one, at least on the offensive side of the football, remaining from Super Bowl 50, because that's like the cloud that was just hanging over you, right? It's like you're in the cage in Borat, like, you were never going to get this, never going to get this. You know, like now that's gone. You don't have to worry about it.
With Phillip Lindsay, with Cortland Sutton, all those guys can now finally step into that leadership role, because now that Emmanuel's gone and that part of history is, that chapter's almost closed, it's like, these guys can really step forward and be leaders even though they're young. That doesn't matter anymore.
And those guys are hungry, which I think is a huge benefit.
Let's get to a team with at least a more promising future as of right now. The Denver Nuggets start their season against the Portland Trailblazers. Oh my God. Boy, all right.
Got some angst about Portland there.
That's unbelievable. Let's just do some rapid fire questions to both of you. I want a quick answer. You don't have to think too much about it. I've just got 3 each for you, so let's start. Mike, how many wins do the Nuggets have this year?
51.
What seed in the playoffs are the Nuggets this year, Romy?
6th.
Wow, that's really low. Mike, Jokic finishes where in the MVP race?
2nd.
Oh, 2nd. That's too surprising of it.
Wait, what is surprising about that? That he wasn't first?
No, that wasn't. That it was that high.
Yeah, he'll be 2nd.
Romi Bean, the 2nd leading scorer for this team will be.
Jamal Murray.
Okay, that was good.
Took a really long time.
See, I think it's Nikola Jokic because Jamal Murray.
Because Jamal Murray, yeah.
Michael Spencer, MPJ starts how many games?
25.
Oh, wow.
That is high.
That's pretty high.
really
All right.
high.
And finally, Romy, the Nuggets have their season end in the
Western Conference Finals.
All right, now to some behind-the-scenes vlog footage. So pregame on the field, right? Just hanging out with all these Broncos, you know, as they're running through the offensive drills. Watch God Pete himself and Fred Brown. I'm sorry,
God Pete himself.
Is it Deontay Spencer?
Yes.
Deontay Spencer and Fred Brown trying to get a handshake going. Try to start it.
Don't you have to work on that?
Jones, yeah.
Don't you have to work on that in the locker room?
Yeah.
Like before you come out
bring
and
that out
in
on
the
the
public
field.
eye?
I mean, if you wanted an omen for how the game went, that's what the offense looked like on Thursday.
It did.
Figure it out.
Joe Jones is just like, no, please stop. Now let's go after the game. We get to go on the field after the 2-minute warning. Walking on the field, right, here's the end of the game. Well, I want to talk to Ryan Harris, former Super Bowl 50 champion. I'm sure he's been a part of these awful games. So I say, hey, Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Hi.
What the...
All the Ryans. You guys roam around together.
Right. It's me, Ryan Harris, Ryan Koenigsberg, and Ryan Edwards. We were all in the same place. I didn't even see it before I said, hey, Ryan, and those two
Fantastic.
That
turned
dude in the
around.
front row is probably named Ryan too.
Oh, absolutely. All right, finally, the NFL Network was in town because they had to cover the game. So you can see, here's Travis Kelce walking over to Michael Irvin. I mean, that's pretty cool. One of the best Hall of Fame wide receiver and one of the best tight ends in the game. Well, Michael Irvin wanted me to take their picture. No, sorry, you can't grab a pic because I'm videotaping you guys. So sorry, Michael Irvin. I can send you a freeze frame, but
I like how he's just casually like, hey, you. Like y'all are best friends. Like, hey, take this picture.
they eventually got their pictures taken. But you know, I thought,
I love
not
that.
every day that Michael Irvin asks you to take a photo
Yeah.
and you say no.
You just have the presence of being the main man, you know?
So let's move on to the hats off segment. This, again, is a segment that kind of shines the light on some people that didn't really get a lot of recognition.
Wait, who are you going with?
I don't know. I didn't think about this. Now I'm really trying to rack in my brain and think of somebody.
So they're going to think about who they're going to give their hats off to. I might as well start. Hats off to Mr. Tyson Jost, your first career hat trick, my guy. And that was, you know, on a team with so much young talent. Tyson Jost, I think, does get a little bit forgotten, and he's still a huge part of their secondary scoring, so hats off to you, my sir.
Can you give me the generic hat?
The generic hat.
You have a list?
Where'd the generic hat go?
It's behind the Rockies hat.
It's behind the Rockies. There's the generic hat. Yes.
My generic hat's off. Goes to the DU hockey team.
Yeah.
#1 in the country.
Heck yes.
Second straight week.
Uh-huh.
Hats off to David Carl and the DU Pioneers.
There's a Champions t-shirt right over here that we can't show you, but we'll stick to the hat because I don't want Mike taking the shirt off.
Nobody wants me taking my shirt
Nobody
off.
wants that. Hats off this time goes to the guy who puts the G in GM.
Oh my gosh.
It's Joe Sakic. Miko Rantanen is out now for week to week, but the Avs don't have to worry because
That's true.
they've got Nazem Kadri, they got Burakovsky. I mean, all of these guys, Belmar, all these guys that are providing so much scoring from the beginning of the season. So the G, the guy who puts the G in the GM.
All right, there you go. As always, let us know who you would give a hats off to this week in the comments below this video, wherever it may be posted. Thank you for watching this episode of Welcome to the Sports Office, and now goodbye from the Sports Office.
As you can see, we have more decor, but we want more.
I guess that's the goodbye.